brought to you by J&M Media.
Let our voices rise, let them reach the skies. We gotta change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise, let them reach the skies. We gotta change the game.
Artlist.io.
We gotta change the game. Let's go.
From Winnetka Ice Arena, we are live for the Scholastic Cup Championship here on the SHL Network. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the broadcast alongside Luke Jordan. Dylan Ward will be with us, as will Wes Anderson down at ice level. It's a one-game winner-take-all, Luke, and for these two teams, New Trier still in the state tournament. We'll play for a state championship on Sunday. For GBN, their final game in black and gold.
Yeah, not only their final game as a team, but with some of their coaching staff as well. There's going to be a lot of emotions running high for this team, and it's more than just a game simply for the Spartans tonight, Max.
No doubt about it. For more how they'll look at today's game, we're going to have to wait just a moment as Evan is filling out the lineup card. But for GBN, Michael Raderman, obviously the goaltender of the year. He'll be nominated. Looks like Evan's ready now. We'll send it down to Wes Anderson.
Sorry about that, guys. Coach, you guys a big 3-1 win against St. Viator last weekend. How do you look to carry that momentum over into tonight?
Well, I think, we got to show up. We got to start on time. If you don't start on time against them, you don't want to be chasing game. You don't want to be chasing the game against them. So, my message to my team is we got to start right away.
Now, you guys are winless against this team in the regular season. What adjustments do you look to make tonight here to get a big win?
Well, each one of those games was a different game, and each one was close, and each one, developed differently. I think for us, we have to take away their neutral zone and their transition game, and if we can do that and transition back into their zone and spend more zone time, I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Wes. And to carry on Coach Evan Polakidis' point there, Luke, we saw York in that state quarterfinal game when they were at their best and pushed New Trier to the limit in that state tournament. They had New Trier on their heels. They were clogging up the neutral zone, and they did not let those clean breakouts. Clearly something Evan Polakidis has his eye on.
Absolutely, Max. It all starts defensively for these Spartans, and they have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the state. They have to use that to their advantage tonight to shut down the dominant offense of the Trevians. And this is a Glenbrook North offense that has struggled over the season series with these Trevians, Max. In total, only 4 goals in 3 games against New Trier Green this year. They got to find something on the offensive side of things. And for me, I'm looking to Thomas Hendrickson, who's on a 5-game goal streak. So get a look at the Spartans there. Around their net, as I mentioned, going to be emotional for them. And New Trier looking to pull off an SHL and state sweep if they can do so in the next half week ahead of them. So with that being said, our guy Max Anderson's not only handling the broadcast duties, but he's going to be announcing the all SHL teams for the pregame rituals before this one.
We would like to introduce the first and second all SHL teams. Scholastic Hockey League is considered to be the best league in the state, and these 16 players represent the best of the best. Presenting the awards is the president of the Scholastic Hockey League, Evan Polakidis. And the introduction of the second team, all SHL, from the St. Ignatius Wolfpack, forward Austin Haynes. From the New Trier Trevians, forward Connor Herstrip. From the Loyola Ramblers, forward Peter Potnicki. From the Carmel Corsairs, forward Deacon Rose. From the fullback, forward Jackson Steinwell. From the Loyola Ramblers, defenseman Matt Plum. From the York Dukes, defenseman Drew Gunn. From the Glenbrook North Spartans, defenseman Jake Semmelhead. From the New Trier Trevians, goaltender Wyatt Smith. And from the St. Vital Lions, goaltender Brock Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, the All-SHL second team. And now it's time to introduce the first team, All-SHL. From the Glenbrook North Spartans, defenseman Logan Lyon. From the New Trier Trevians, defenseman Zach Hitch. From the New Trier Trevians, forward Ethan Baker. From the St. Vital Lions, forward Ryan Loftus. From the Glenbrook South Titans, also the SHL Player of the Year and scoring champion, forward Blake Hoffer. From the Glenbrook North Spartans, also the goaltender of the year, and J.J. O'Connor, Illinois Player of the Year, goaltender Michael. And finally, the coach of the year from Glenbrook North, Evan Mouloukidis. And make some noise for the All-SHL team. And now, let's pass it down to tonight's podium press announcer, Anthony Pasquale.
It is now time to meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Glenbrook North Spartans. At left defense, number 95, Jake Semmelhead. At right defense, number 22, Logan Lyons. At left wing, number 9, Charlie Walker. At right wing, number 80, Jackson Sterner. And center, number 85, Daniel Rubin. And defending the Spartan goal, number 70, Michael Raymond. The Spartans are coached by Evan Mouloukidis. And now, the starting lineup for your New Trier Trevians. At left defense, number 15, Chase Marino. At right defense, number 11, Zach Hitch. At left wing, number 7, Garrett John. At right wing, number 4, Connor Herstrick. At center, number 52, Ethan Baker. And defending the Trevian goal, number 31, Wyatt Smith. The Trevians are coached by Adam Church. Let's meet today's official. The flag as we honor America and those who serve with our national anthem.
Welcome back into the broadcast. Max Anderson alongside Luke Jordan. Wes Anderson down at ice level. Dylan will join us as well in just a moment. Pre-game festivities out of the way. We've talked pre-game about Glenbrook North, a lot about how they're approaching this game, Luke. We flip over to the other side, New Trier. They'll be playing for a state championship on Sunday, but you know they want the sweep of the Scholastic Cup and that state championship.
Well, Max, simple to put it, they're New Trier. They want to win everything that's in their way. They made it here to the championship. Why not go and take out the Spartans like you have all season and gear up for that state game as well?
It was an unusual season series between the two. Technically, all three games in the regular season won by New Trier. You get a look at Michael Raderman, as announced the J.J. O'Connor Player of the Year here in the state of Illinois, Goaltender of the Year in the Scholastic Hockey League as well. First team all SHL, cleaning up all the accolades, is the stalwart in net for GBN. But to the point made previously, one of the three games actually never got completed. It didn't matter for standings purposes by the end of the year, but was interrupted, we'll say, early, I should say, in the second period. Then the other two games, they're competitive. It always seems there's one major mistake that turns the game in New Trier's favor.
Absolutely. You and I did that game back at Northbrook, and it had that just back and forth flow. Whoever simply just got on the board first was able to hold on, and it's a huge key for both sides to get out in front in a championship game like this. You want to hold on to that lead instead of try to claw from behind.
Getting a look at the sparkling season for Wyatt Schmidt. A better than 93% save percentage on the season. He leads his New Trier side one last time in a Scholastic League game. We're underway in the SHL Championship. These teams playing for the Scholastic Cup here on the SHL Network. So glad you could join us here on this Wednesday evening, wherever you may be. One game for a championship. Zach Hipsch, a member of that all-SHL team, takes the puck in his own zone, goes D-to-D to Marino. Peter Marino carries it in, quickly has the puck taken away. Luke, Evan Polakidis was very clear. He wanted his team to start fast. We'll see how that materializes here in the first 5 minutes of the game.
It all starts with that forecheck. Causing turnovers is key on a New Trier breakout that is hard to stun.
Marino and Hipsch. Hipsch along the wall. Connor Hurstritt lets that go by him. Gets deep into the GBN zone. Logan Lyons, another member of that all-SHL team, spins it around the boards and out. Here's Gunther Hutchin. The rink-wide diagonal pass finds Pedraja for the moment. Now Josh Robb putting some pressure on the forecheck. Nagets with the puck, and he'll go hard off the boards, get it in deep for Logan Lyons. Trying to get possession, Pedraja, centering pass, just a touch behind the stick of Hans Huber in the slot.
Good look there from Pedraja. He got on that forecheck, took the puck away, just a centering pass out of reach.
Semmelhack chipping it out of the zone, back to neutral ice. Now he'll settle for the Spartans. Puck just missing Thomas Henriksen, who's got half of his goal total from the entire SHL season here in the SHL playoffs. He had 10 in the regular season, already 5 in these SHL playoffs. Robb will drop it deep and go for a change. 4 fresh bodies on the ice for the Spartans. Harrison Miller trying to play up for Luke Chu from Padraha, but the active stick of Nick Jackson sends it back out to neutral ice. Hutchin again goes long off the boards. Looks like just off sides as Luke Chu. A touch off on the call from our linesman. Will come back out and will in fact be on the other side of center ice.
And guys, you talk about GBN wanting to have a quick start. This New Trier Green team has never trailed in these SHL playoffs. The Spartans tonight looking to see if they can change that tide.
It's been an impressive run, not blowouts necessarily. Close games in the quarter against Lake Forest, a 4-2, 5-1 wins over GBS respectively. But in the state semifinals just a few days ago, St. Viator gave this New Trier side everything they could handle. It was a goal in the final 90 seconds for New Trier that advanced them to the state championship.
What a game that was, Max. Wouldn't be shocked if we get a similar sort of finish just by the scoreline in this one here between two tight teams.
Dylan Hyman sends the puck across for Ian Finger. Now puck all the way back deep as Babula gives it chase for the Spartans. Schritt leaving for Finger once more. He'll go wide around Luke Jackson. Lions able to chip it off the glass and out to neutral ice. Now Jackson Babula sends a check and he'll go for a change. Raymond Karras, a late arrival on the scene for this GBN side. Only 2 regular season games played for the Spartans in that SHL play, but it's played here in the playoffs. A shot from Lions knocked down in front. As Finn DeGroot having trouble getting out, finally just trickles across the blue line to neutral ice. Will Knight sends it long and wide, missing everybody in attendance for an icing.
Yeah, guys, what's pretty cool about the SHL is it's been around for a while at this point. We can start looking at some of these historical records. You know the President's Trophy curse in the NHL. Not a lot of teams that win the President's Trophy win the Stanley Cup. That could not be more opposite in the SHL. The Coach's Trophy champion, 10-2 in the SHL finals.
It's been New Trier plenty of times. It has been almost a decade, or actually, excuse me, exactly a decade, I believe, since Glenbrook North won the Scholastic Cup. Yep, back in 2014-15. They'd like to make that 10-year anniversary true tonight.
And they were co-champions with New Trier Green. That game ended up getting canceled way back when, so how fitting that these two get to rematch 10 years later to see who takes the trophy once and for all.
13:08 left here in the first period, still scoreless. Not many offensive chances as of yet. Two teams feeling each other out here in the early part of the game. Daniel Rubin on the draw, gets pulled behind the New Trier end. Now Hipsch goes D-to-D for Peter Marino. Marino with speed and space up the left wing. He'll throw it in on Raderman. Simmelhack in the corner, takes it in front of Hirschritt. Now Charlie Walker on the half wall. They're looking for Sterner in the neutral zone, but taken away by the Trevians. Simmelhack, soft pass off the boards, finds Sterner. Now Rubin through the neutral zone, 3-on-3 come the Spartans. Here's a shot right into the NNT of the logo of Wyatt Schmidt.
Don't mind the take at all there from the Spartans. My advice, just get it a little bit lower. Wyatt Schmidt above the pads especially is so good with soaking in rebounds and getting a whistle as soon as possible. If you get that off the pads, he can kick it out to the slot. It's a free puck from there.
Draw to the right of Schmidt. Just missing the net. Now Robb in the corner. Marino coming over to dig it out. Glove down by Miller, but it's going to be a hand pass as it fell to the stick of Vinny Serra. I want to give a shout out to the Serra family. Understand we've got Sarah's tuning in from LA to Italy tonight. Got a chance to talk to Lucas Serra before the game, so whether you're on the West Coast time or, man, if you're up in Italy right now, it's probably 4 a.m., so if you're watching this on replay, we understand. But thank you for your viewership of the SHL and the SHL network. You know, there's plenty of Spartan faithful out there in Europe as well. Here's Miller. JT Miller carries into the zone, tries to chip it across into the slot, gets knocked down, and a big blowout from Henriksen. Allows Peter Marino to break out from his own defensive zone. Marino stops, lowers the shoulder. Centering pass just past the stick of Hans Huber and trickles all the way back into the New Trier zone. Now Hipsch, a lot of speed and space coming up the right wing. Finally gets checked. Jackson still trying to pry the puck free. Eventually Pedraja spins it around the boards. Now Miller in the corner. Shot from the point, Nagets well wide of the cage. Semmelhack chipping it back out to neutral ice. Chipped back down, knocked down by Semmelhack. The captain for GBN looking to secure a Scholastic Cup for his GBN Spartans. Jackson drops it in deep. Gerathanas, another player for the Spartans who came on late in the season, was dealing with injuries early on, but was a huge part of the reason this team finished in the second seed in the SHL.
Yeah, and he scored his first SHL goal against these Trevians back on that SHL broadcast, Max.
Had it 4 over the 8 SHL games he had, and a huge hit down in front of us as Gunther Hutchin got the worst of it from Theodore Gerathanas. Now Nagets, chipping along by Knight. Here's Goldman at center ice. He'll chip it in deep. Giving Damian Jerzak a chance in the corner. Now here's Jack Hirsch through neutral ice. He's able to maneuver around Luke Jackson. Luke Chu on the far wall, able to keep it alive for the Trevians. Jerzak gives him a check for his troubles.
Yeah, Jerzak undersized there compared to Chu as well, but he just is really lining him up from a couple of strides out and uses his power there. Another hit there by Karras. GBN has really dominated the physical game so far.
Jackson trying to continue that physical play here down below us in front of the New Trier student section. Taken away by Sterner. Sterner pulls to his backhand, just missed the near post. He had Wyatt Schmidt down and beat, just couldn't put it on target. Now Jackson keeping it in at the point. Sterner lets it ride down the wall. Rubin, quick touch pass from a sharp angle. Walker misses everybody. Jackson pinches in to keep it alive for the Spartans. Now Walker with a big hit on finger. New Trier fans wanted a penalty. They're not going to get one. And now they will get one on the second hit here in the corner. No, it's going to be a GBN power play, excuse me. GBN trying to take advantage. Finally touched up by Finn DeGroot. And GBN will head to the power play first. A 19.2% power play on the season. And Luke for New Trier, it's hard to ever see anything better than 93.5% on the penalty kill.
Well, you talk about how the best penalty kill in the SHL last year was Loyola's 89%. That is an incredibly huge jump when you're going up to nearly 94%. And get a load of this stat, Max. They've allowed 5 power play goals in the SHL season, but they've scored 5 shorthanded goals. So they're just about even when they're down a man.
Not just about, they are very much even. That is an impressive stat for 30 games in the Scholastic Hockey League from the New Trier Trevians. Here's Semmelhack. Now Rubin, 1:28 remaining on the power play for Glenbrook North, I should say, as this one's cleared all the way down ice. And Semmelhack back to retrieve. Elbowing the call against Andy Finger. Just his second penalty the entire season.
Our man Anthony letting us know.
Anthony Pasquale filling in for Sam Schwartz here on the PA as Sam's on a business trip. So we got Anthony to fill in. Appreciate him. Great member of the J&M Media SHL Network team as this deflection just misses the near post. Lions trying to keep it alive with 50 to go on the power play. Rubin below the goal. Wraps. Finds Semmelhack. He ripped. He scores! The deflection in front from Sterner makes it 1-0 GBN.
What great work here from Glenbrook North. Patient on the power play. Sterner on the redirection. Watch how this play sets up. They wheel below the net. New Trier is entirely confused. They're expecting a centering pass from the near side. Instead, that's what I believe to have been Ruben, who wheeled around the net, waited for the right chance. Then the Trevians were all over the place, and it created a tip-in lane in front, and Sterner finishes the job.
Guys, two great back-to-back shifts by Jackson Sterner. He was the reason that penalty was even called. They had a great opportunity against Wyatt Schmidt. Schmidt able to get a glove on that and comes back on the power play and gives the Spartans a 1-0 lead.
It's a great call out before that second face-off draw. He very nearly had a good chance on net. Sterner, one of those all-SHL team members. This shot blocked away by Raderman. Gave up a rebound as Garrett Chong was on the doorstep.
This is everything you want to start a game against New Trier. Being physical, you got the first goal.
And now another chance for Rob. Rob trying to pull to his backhand, just couldn't slow himself up enough. Almost had a breakaway chance. Evan Polikitis talked about wanting his team to start fast. That they have. Ethan Baker's shot from the high slot goes just wide. Now again, a turnover in the neutral zone. Rob with some space up the left side. Lowers the shoulder. Can't hold on to the puck as Ethan Baker takes it for the Trevians. Now 2-on-2 or 2-on-3 comes Baker, and Semmelhack stands him up as soon as he enters the zone.
Yeah, Semmelhack knew he was beat there with speed. Instead, he relies on his last option in his body and steps up on Baker there. Incredibly well done.
10 minutes gone here in the SHL championship game. These two teams playing for the Scholastic Cup here in Winnetka. It is absolutely packed to the rafters here in Winnetka. Point blank chance as Girathanis couldn't get it over the left pad of Wyatt Schmidt.
I can't believe Theodore Girathanis didn't start this season on the varsity team. He looks so confident out there. He's made a couple of big hits, got a great look, and there was Rob. Here's Girathanis spinning and getting one off the stick as quick as possible. And how about GBN getting on the board on the power play, something they really needed just for the confidence of that man advantage. They had 3 power play goals in that series against York. Since then, they were silent.
Girathanis able to force the turnover. Jackson flips it below the goal line. Now Girathanis trying to dig it out from below the goal. 4 bodies coming together. Hyman throws a check around, trying to pry it free. Now Girathanis again able to get it free in the slot. Wasn't able to get a shot off as Luke Chu closed the space quickly. Now Lyons gets the puck back out to center ice as Jerzak tried to pick at the pocket of Finger. Here's Chu. Chu enters. Logan Lyons quickly takes it away and flips it back into the New Trier zone. Knight finds Herschritt, who gets a piece of it in a foot race with Jackson. Keegan Reen, one of the heroes of the state playoff games for New Trier, had 3 points in their quarterfinal win. Marino at the point will fire. It'll be wide, made sure of by Michael Raderman. DeGroot with it now, circles around the cage. Back to the point, Marino, who can't handle it. And New Trier's got to clear the zone. Marino from the slot, block it away, as it looks like that got on Raderman kind of quick. Rosen tries to play it out up the wall, but Marino keeps it in at the point. DeGroot from a sharp angle, and Raderman swallows that.
Guys, one thing that's pretty fun, you talked about Sam Schwartz earlier. He might be on a business trip, but he is watching this game, and he is making sure all goals and assists credited are accurate. So tonight, it's not just the judgment call by the ref. You see second assist miss a lot. We're going to get the true stats tonight.
Dylan, you're previewing what my first intermission will be, the amazing crew that we have here at the Scholastic Hockey League Network. We'll talk more about that between periods. Charlie Walker on the far wall, chipping it out. Knocked down by Zach Hipsch. Jake Semmelhack, nice exit pass to Sterner. Could be a 2-on-1 if he hurries. Chipping it across. He gets tied up. Nice play by Hipsch to slow down Walker. Sterner gets it back in the corner, centering. Rubin turns and fires, but it's blocked by Baker. Now Chong leads a 3-on-2 rush for the Trevians. Out wide comes Herschritt, chipping along Baker to Chong in the slot. Oh, big save, Raderman. File that one away for a potential Wintrust save of the game. Here, Chong coming right back, enters the zone, but just a little too early is Ethan Baker. Offsides.
Great couple of looks there from the Trevians. 2 perfect passes just barely through the passing lane. And Michael Raderman proving why he was just awarded the J.J. O'Connor Award right there, stopping the #1 offense in the state.
Garrett Chong open in the slot like that. You don't see him miss very often. But when Michael Raderman is opposite on the chance, you know the Spartans have a shot to keep it out. Here's Harrison Miller. He'll head to West Point for his collegiate career. Knocks around in the slot, making sure it gets out of harm's way was Rosen. Down comes Jackson Babula. Babula's shot into the chest of Wyatt Schmidt with 3.5 to go. Draw to come to the left of Wyatt Schmidt. It'll be Harrison Miller, opposite JT Miller. Spun around the boards. Huber makes sure it gets out. Pedraja on the puck, one of the captains for New Trier. Babula tries to send it in deep, gets knocked down by Hans Huber. Miller along the left wing. Tries a centering pass. Semmelheck had the stick of Pedraja locked up. Falls below the goal for Semmelheck. Now in on Raderman. Semmelheck able to get it away after just one attempt, spinning around the boards and out. Gerathana slowing Miller down as this is chipped in on Raderman. He wants to play on. Here's Gerathanas with space in the neutral zone. Gets turned off the puck, but sends it below the goal line for Jerzak. Dylan Hyman scoops up along the boards, but kept in by Gerathanas. Nagitz carries into the zone. He'll skate wide. Now we get a whistle in our one blind spot down to our left. Wes, I'm not sure if you were able to see it.
Yeah, it's going to call the hand pass. I don't, from my vantage point, it looked like the GBN player just fell on the puck. It's the trailing ref that makes the call anyway, but this puck's going to come outside the zone.
We got Wes on the opposite side of the rink, making sure we're covered. Let's see if we get it from the goal cam. Manned by Joel Schneider tonight is getting a look at the save that Raderman made just a moment ago.
Yeah, and it was funny. We heard that first whistle, couldn't see what happened. And you hear that second whistle, then you know there's a little bit of physicality brewing after the play.
Now be a neutral zone draw. Daniel Rubin opposite Ethan Baker. Herstritt chips it towards Raderman. Lions there to take it away. Lions and Michael Raderman, two captains for this GBN team. They're stalwart top defensive pair. Someone they're going to rely on, the two of them, throughout tonight's game. Now a point blank chance, just goes wide of the cage of Schmidt. Baker leads the rush with 1:50 to go in the period. Chong. Slowed down by Lions. Now a scrum right in front of the linesman, eventually taken away by Lions. Knocked down nicely by Hipsch. Rubin trying to turn the corner. Marino off the boards, trying to find Chong. Sterner right there as the first goal scorer as Charlie Walker takes a hit, but we won't get a call. Now Baker with speed and space through the neutral zone. He'll drop for the trailing Chong. In the slot, Herstritt. His wild shot not on target. Lions with a big hit of Marino. As physical as we've seen GBN all season long here tonight.
No question about it.
Final minute of the period. Chong carries it in before His team could clear, so it'll be offsides.
This has been a fun first period, gentlemen. Physicality, offensive chances. And no matter how many offensive chances you're going to get, it's going to be hard to find the scoring part of things when you're talking about 2 goalies on each side. Not only wearing an A for their team, but 2 of the 3 All-Stars from that SHL team that got to play at Allstate Arena back in January. Brock Hare, the other one, he's here, announced for the All-SHL team.
Lots of representatives from these 2 teams, as you would imagine. 2-on-1 comes Herstrit. He's got Hyman across. The stick check slowed down just enough. And now we're going to get a penalty on the other side, but probably saving a goal just about 5 seconds earlier was Jerzak.
Yeah, and it's going to be Jackson here on the call. Just got tangled up. His stick goes down on Herstrit. You got a little palms up, Max. What are you thinking? I'm not too sure about that one either.
It could be. It could be.
In real time, though, it did look like a penalty.
Absolutely.
And for the official's part on his angle, I mean, you got to make that call.
Big thank you to our sponsors, RSM, sponsoring the power play, the power of being understood. Of course, Hannah Vanderpoot Law, bringing you the penalty kill all season long here on the SHL Network. Big thank you to them. Here's Nagas. The shot looking for a deflection from Huber. Doesn't get it, and not cleared by Babula. Nagas. Across to Miller. Tries to get it across. It's a couple of bodies on its way to goal. Hutchin. And now Samuel Hack traps below the goal. Final couple of seconds here. That will do it for the first period of play after one. A 1-0 GBN lead.
Yeah, GBN playing that first period really well. You want to get in front in a game like this. Coach Poulikides has hinted at it at times all season. You do not want to fall behind to the Trevians because once they score first, we've seen the stats, gentlemen, they know how to keep a lead.
Well, after one period, it's 1-0. Of course, this is the final SHL game of the week, the SHL Championship. We are proud to announce that everybody on this crew will be at the United Center.
All those staff members into one intermission.
Talk about the SHL Network podcast. We're filming tomorrow. Episode should be up later at night.
The championship episode. Head over to Scholastic Hockey League YouTube page. That'll be up tomorrow night, as Dylan said. I'm sure you'll have an extended episode analysis. I'm eager to see who the guests will be.
There'll be a guest, maybe even 2. We'll see.
Got it for a championship. You throw in a second guest. I like that idea. Minute 7 left on the power play here in the second period. Trying to find possession was Luke Chu, but cleared by the Spartans. One cleanly by the Trevians. Luke Jackson getting ready to come out of the box in about 20 seconds. Sarah back to dig it out of the corner for the Spartans. Taken by DeGroot. Played off the far wall. Harrison Miller catching up to it for New Trier. Nagats. He's slowed down and turned over as Gerathanis at the end of this penalty kill. Able to clear it. Final couple of seconds. GBN able to defend 1-for-1 on the penalty kill. Hutchin losing the puck as he tried to enter the zone. Huber wasn't able to keep it in.
Yeah, and back to that penalty kill for GBN. Such a great job up top. Their 2 defenders are forced into the crease because New Trier is trying to create screens, so it's really a 3-on-2 up top, and they just great job defending the passing lanes and preventing anything from happening.
Centering now, a shot gets blocked right in front of Raderman. TJ Miller sends it down ice. Played by Schmidt aggressively. See why Schmidt has a point himself in the playoffs. Now Henriksen trying to dig it out from below the goal. Pinned to the wall by Hyman. Now Hutchin takes it away for the Trevians. Chu tied up as he entered the zone. Lyons absorbs a hip to keep things moving. Now a skate blade blew out here. As slow to get off the ice as Henriksen. He had a skate blade come off.
You do not see that happen often. Hopefully he has an extra pair. Not all players do.
Below the goal, Herstrit finds Knight. Knight's shot blocked out in front by Jerzak. Semmelhack sending it around the boards. Now a battle with Knight and Jerzak. Sticks going flying, but the puck leaves the zone. Chu with the deflection into the GBN zone. Semmelhack back to get it for the Spartans. Turned over. Chong tried to weave his way through some defenders, not able to, as Raymond Karras sends it down ice, but he let it go just before the red line, so we'll have icing.
And guys, you mentioned it, Henrik lost his steal at the middle of the ice. He's on the bench trying to get it fixed, but he will be out for the foreseeable future until that's changed.
Yeah, you can see him behind all those players, just patiently waiting for what I guess you could call a pit stop for Thomas Hedrickson, who has been running so far in these state playoffs. He's scored a goal in every single playoff game. Just a junior as well, a huge scoring threat that will continue his career in the next year.
Walker chipping it out to neutral ice, taken by Hans Huber. Walker the active stick to win it back. Now Karras. This fourth line for GBN, trying to sustain possession. Sterner gets back out there. Now puck waits in the neutral zone. Pedraja 3-on-2 for New Trier if they hurry. Huber skates wide. Fires it towards it. Gets a deflection the right pad of Raderman. Just got enough of that to keep it out of the net. That hits the ceiling, so we'll get a draw back in the GBN zone.
Yeah, and speaking of hits, they're not one but two nice hits from the Trevians right in front of their student sections. Right in front of their student section, pardon me. That'll get this place going a little bit. As my partner Max is able to pause and let you know it is wide, but look at it, how quick he recovers. That's a replay in real time, but it looks sped up how fast Raderman's able to get from one post to the other, and he's able to kick it away to keep New Trier off the board so far.
Get a good look at that hit from Michael Pedraja that had the New Trier student section in a frenzy.
Yeah, New Trier right now just needs a jolt of energy. That could be it.
Sterner tried to drop it deep, but hit the linesman to the advantage of the Trevians. Now Charlie Rosen gets a deflection from Rubin, but they're going to say no icing. It was well behind center ice. Probably a break for GBN as we play on.
Yeah, easily behind the red line there, Max. I agree.
Marino off the boards, trying to launch Baker into the zone, not able to complete it. According to our shot counter, 11-9 in favor of New Trier to this point in the game. Haven't been a lot of shots on goal. The one goal, the way of GBN, is New Trier, again, just a touch off sides.
Guys, doing a little scoreboard watching. Of course, this is year number 2 of the Academic Hockey League. They're in game number 2 of their championship series right now. Vider won game 1 over Loyola in overtime. Game 2 now also going to overtime, 4-4 to score that one.
How about John Sclafini, Dylan? We talked to him on that SHL Network podcast, and he's coaching not only the varsity 1 but the varsity 2, keeping himself busy.
Chong in the corner. Gets it back to Hutchin at the near point. Hutchin fires. Right pad save. Raderman just got a piece of it to send it wide. Hutchin Watson across. Outside the near circle. Sends a blow for Chong. And now we get a whistle as the goal came off its posts.
Yeah, guys, great save there by Raderman. Connor Hirschritt was in his grill. You see him flare out that right pad. I think, can't tell if he got a skate or a pad on it. You see him flare out that right pad. I think, can't tell if he got a skate or a pad on it, but nonetheless, great save by 70 in black.
Yeah, and seeing here on the replay, Hirschritt is in just a second late, so Raderman can see that puck initially come out. He can't see where it ends up at the end until it hits his pad, but quick reaction for Raderman to get down in the butterfly and steer it aside.
11:27 left here in the second period. Chong off the draw, fires it but wide. Chips out, now Baker wide open to the slot, shoots, big save, Raderman, second save, Raderman.
Guys, I'm fighting through a little explicitives here on the GBN bench after that. that chance. But Michael Raderman, just great goaltending there. He baits the shooter into shooting glove side. He's cheating the glove just a tad bit there, and as soon as the shot is made, he moves over to that blocker side and makes another great save.
Yeah, that rebound, he is way out of his blue paint, stepping up and putting his body in front of the puck. That was his last grace there.
I think my favorite part of that little pause we had in the replay is after a save like that, Wes thinking we wouldn't come down to him. Our goaltender expert, you get saves like that, we're going to have to get a thought out of him. Here's Walker. Miller comes up the slot, though. Wicked wrist shot from Walker, doesn't miss by much. Now a deflection backdoor as TJ Miller catching up to it below the goal. Here's Walker turning and firing, blockered away by Schmidt. Rob collecting in the corner. Centering, but falls onto the stick of Connor Herstrick. Here's Chong. He tries to chip it along the boards, but goes into his own bench.
Guys, I've got a wild stat here coming in hot from Sam Schwartz. Glenbrook North has never won a game at this rink in SHL play. That being said, this is only their 4th league game here. New Trier has 3 different rinks that they cycle through. Hard to believe they've only been here 3 times previous to this one, 2023, 2022, and 2016.
Yeah, I can't believe this is only 4th game, but this is the place to be for the SHL final. We are packed around the wall here.
Great atmosphere here at Winnetka. No netting too, which is something we like a lot. I'm sure you at home like it a lot too.
Maybe not the time as we're going to get a penalty down to the left. Again, our one blind spot, Wes, we're going to have to rely on you a little bit and maybe the replay of Joel Schneider to see what happened. Tripping the call from our referee. Take another look at it here from Joel's cam behind the goal.
Yeah, Karras just going in for that hit. Quick move made by the Trevian in front of the boards, and just good word to put it is clipped him.
Nothing will drive a coach more crazy than a penalty 200 feet from their goal, one they certainly didn't need, and it gets the #1 power play in the state on the ice.
Great kill by GBN last time, but the way that New Trier runs their power play, it's incredibly exhausting to keep up with. Now with the long change, it's going to be even harder.
Here's Miller on the shot, blocked away by Rosen.
So hard to get in the shooting lanes, especially when down a man. Great eat there by Rosen to reset.
Rubin able to win the draw cleanly. A big hit as Charlie Rosen goes down to the ice. Miller able to dig it out. Hutchin can't control it at the near point. And then comes out to the neutral zone as Charlie Walker was sprawling for a potential shorthanded opportunity. Here's Hans Huber. Huber, backhanded shot. Action in front. I think a stick might have hit the helmet of Raderman. Nagats across for Hutchin. Nagats one more. He shoots. Tons of traffic in front. It hit a body.
Yeah, Raderman could not see that puck at all.
Now Huber skates in again, blocked by Walker. Back up top, Nagats. Across for Hutchin. Nagats one more time, shoots, gets knocked down in front at the feet of Huber. Again, a big save by Raderman. Still loose back door, another save by Raderman. Still bouncing around. Titans trying to clear it. Finally, Jake Semmelhack can send it all the way down ice.
My goodness, Michael Raderman.
Now Nagats controls at the blue line for a moment, sends it across. Nobody home with 38 to go here on the power play. Gunther Hutchin leads the rush for the Trevians. He'll step across center ice, send it down, and go for a change. Lions hard off the glass, and just keeping it in was Connor Herstritt. Backhands it all the way, almost to the crease. Lions hard off the glass, but able to get it out. Hipsch around one man, final 10 of the power play. Jarathanas able to get in the way of it. That's the end of the power play. On comes TJ Miller, the shot, point extended. Gets deflected. A good power play for New Trier, not able to net a goal. Now Herstritt from a sharp angle, knocked down as it comes right back to Herstritt. Chipped off the glass and out by Babula, and I think GBN happy to take an icing here after that penalty kill and regroup.
And what do we say, Wes? Your goaltender has to be the best penalty killer. That was about as solid of an example as you can get.
Yeah, a lot of chaos in that blue paint in the GBN net over there. Michael Raymond, the reason why he's the player of the year and goaltender of the year. He's so great down low. If you're watching the replay, you can just see his athleticism. He's able to shut everything down low and then find the puck and locate it from
Look
there.
at all those bodies in front of the net. Raderman still got a view of it, but then from here, it's really tough to keep up side to side with the rebounds.
Knight takes a shot from the point. Herstrit. He gets checked by Lions. Taken off the puck. Semmelhack comes away with it for the Spartans. Sent down ice as Rob tries to knock it down and create possession. Now from an angle is Rob. Drops it back for Lions. He fires. Tons of traffic in front. And somehow Schmidt saw through it.
It's the narrative on both sides, guys. Traffic in front. GBN has not gotten to do it as much, but look at how fast Miller comes in here to screen Schmidt. But once again, these goaltenders have such great vision. They're able to poke their head outside the screen and get a look at the shot before it's coming.
Halfway through, a little more than halfway through the period here. Thank you for tuning in with us on the SHL Network for this SHL final. Max Anderson, Luke Jordan, Dylan Ward, Wes Anderson on the call for you in this winner-take-all championship game. Great J&M Media crew with you. .546 to go here in the second period. This is the last game of the season for Glenbrook North. Our new Trier, regardless what happens here tonight, they'll have one more.
Would it really be Evan's last game if he didn't have to keep his head on a swivel?
Yeah, that missed Evan by about 2 feet, guys.
I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in the chamber over there, Jimmy the Wiz has a compilation of about the 15 times we have on camera this season, him having to go flying away. Seems like it always happens at Northbrook. I know the benches are open at every rink. Seems like 95% of the time it happens at Northbrook Ice Arena.
I'll never forget that one time in the regular season meeting between these two where he just randomly cut to the 4 shots of Evan nearly getting popped.
Backdoor Luke Chu almost with a chance. Able to win the puck right back. He'll turn and deposit it, but Charlie Rosen waiting for it for the Spartans. And he'll clear. Jerzak goes around one man, shoots. Marino deflects it on the backside. Very nearly getting a chance was Goldman. Now Jerzak in center ice. Trevian's transition game, not what we're used to. Hasn't been as smooth. Give credit to the Spartans clogging up the neutral zone, not giving easy entries or easy paths through the neutral zone. Semmelhack waiting for it back at the point if he can get it. Instead Marino wins it. Sends it to the far wall and Finn DeGroot. Raymond Karras fires it back in, and fresh bodies on the ice for the Spartans. That misses everybody and goes the length of the ice for icing.
And guys, if it feels like we've been calling out Michael Raderman's name a lot, it has been. 9 shots so far through this second period, as the GBN bench is unhappy about where the placement on this puck is. But on the opposite, GBN only 2 shots through the first 13 minutes.
Pops out to the slot, but Jackson able to chip it back out to center ice. Semmelhack below the goal. Chips it along for Jackson, who gets it out of the zone. Jackson stood up by Knight. Huber flips it back in on Raderman. Rob off the glass. Finger. Kicks it forward. Now Semmelhack off the glass. Jackson can carry it out cleanly. Tries to find Miller up the near wall. Stepping in the way was Knight. Jackson following it right back up. Miller heading to the slot. Jackson shoots. Bad save from Schmidt. But Semmelhack keeps it in. Fires it off the back wall and caroms all the way back out to center ice. Lions in on Schmidt. Schmidt opts to play. Finger. Two-line pass. Finds the stick of DeGroot. The DeGroot Cousins coming forward. The shot from the slot off the post. Getting just enough of coverage was Raderman. Gerathanis carrying it out. Sterner chipping it forward. Now Gunther Hutchin. For Max DeGroot. Lions off the glass but not out. Kept in by Noel Nagitz. Gerathanis challenges him against the half wall. Centering pass. Oh, he never saw it. DeGroot off the post. Max DeGroot had a wide open net and hit the crossbar. And that'll be icing. Sure, we'll get a replay.
My goodness, guys, two great looks. Here's the first one. It's DeGroot right off that post. You get a pure ping sound from our ambient mics here on the SHL network. And how about this second look? Raderman is looking this way. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Raderman's looking this way, but the puck's going to come out here. And it just a quick shot off the crossbar. And this will confirm it did hit that crossbar, not the back bar. Just a few millimeters away from having what really could have been a 2-1 game on that singular shift.
Two huge pieces of iron in just about 30 seconds. Rob giving chase to Nagitz. Here's Herstrit, forward for Hyman. Hyman drops it below the goal. Luke Chu centering from a sharp angle, fought off by Raderman. Now the goal off its posts. But Trevian's not happy. I think Wes can speak to that.
Good old accidentally on purpose, but you see after those two shots that hit off that left post, then the crossbar, Michael Raderman showing some love to his neck, a couple taps to that post, just making sure they're back there behind him, stopping everything that he can. And another whistle here, and offensive zone face-off for the Trevians.
Draw violation, so we'll do it again. You can see from this shot, every seat in the rink taken, one or two deep going the entire length of the board. See some former GBN players next to their bench as well. I'm sure home from spring break. Hopefully going somewhere warm soon. This clipped off the boards, not out. Kept in by Nagitz for a moment. Charlie Walker carries it out with speed. Rob makes one guy miss, but Chu on the back check. Able to win it back for the Trevians. Semmelhack at the near point. Rubin not able to control. Riding the rail, but Rob able to keep it in and spin it back the other direction. Fortunate bounce now, Rubin near circle, backhand across the shot, they score! Rubin across the Gerathanis, and it's 2-0 GBN.
I'm not exaggerating when I say that is one of the best passes I have seen all season. And it's Rubin on the play. I don't know how in the world he sees Gerathanis on that one. He comes out of nowhere from the far side, and it's so hard for Schmidt to move from post to post in that small span of time. What a play by the Spartans.
A 2-0 lead with 1:12. The Trevians so close to tying or possibly even taking the lead just a minute or two ago. Instead, GBN extends their lead 2-0. Evan Polakidis and the Spartans trying to create a storybook ending to his run as Glenbrook North head coach. Now Herstrit Trying to change that. Right, coming back is Ethan Baker to make it a 1-goal game.
There it is from the Trevians again, and it works this time. The operation behind the net really making Michael Raderman question his decision-making. It's a good feed, short side once again, and Baker catches Raderman off guard. To the glove side as well, you see that poke there from Raderman, it just puts him out of position. Trevian's right back, what a quick answer for them.
The pass from Connor Herstrit was perfect on the stick of Baker. It's 2-1.
That is the answer you needed before you head into intermission time. There's still 62 seconds to go.
How often do we talk about the next shift after a goal? It's always on Wes Anderson's mind, something he focuses in on a broadcaster every single game we do together. A new Trier response. Now Garrett Chong at the end of the period trying to get one more tally for the Trevians. Shirathanas has the puck at his feet. Now 2-on-1 come the Spartans. Miller has Walker. Miller's shot just misses the cage. A hard rebound around the wall breaks Baker free. Almost offsides for the Trevians. Marino trying a centering pass. That's shipped off the glass and out. Back to play is Zach Hipsch. Finds Baker right shy of the blue line. Cross ice. Good deflection in front by Chong. Goes just wide. Marino across for Hipsch. Now Baker. He shoots. Blockered away by Raderman in the final moments of the period. After 2, it's 2-1.
What a save there by Raderman at the end. This is a much-needed break for the Spartans as they were all over the place scrambling in that final minute, especially after that initial goal from Ethan Baker, and Raderman is able to make the save to keep the score where it is through 2 periods.
Yeah, New Trier not used to being down after 2 periods. It's only happened 3 times in this SHL season. How about a 1-2 record for good measure? So they came back in one of those. And they had never been shut out through 2 periods all season, whether that's SHL or otherwise. They nearly were, but they get the goal there in the final minute.
So normally we have Evan Polakidis live here on the SHL network with the State of the Union of Classic Hockey League, but he's got a hockey game to coach, so we pre-recorded that interview, and we'll bring that to you right now during intermission. Welcome into the second intermission here at Winnetka Ice Arena alongside SHL President and GBN Head Coach Evan Polakidis. Evan, typically we do this interview live for the SHL Championship game. Unique twist, you guys are in the SHL Championship game. First, I want you to take a moment just to reflect on this season, what it's taken to get your team to this moment.
Our team's had a lot of adversity with some outside noise, and the reality is I couldn't be prouder of a team than these 18, 20 players. They've been so focused on just playing hockey and trying to block out everything else that was going on around the team. So from that aspect, I give them a ton of credit. Look, our game's pretty simple. We play really good defense, and you know, we try to score on our power play and get some, you know, prime opportunities and try to score on that. So, I mean, tonight will be the same situation, and hopefully this is the second period.
I really appreciate that, and obviously we're only as good as the resources that you, the league, the member organizations pour in. We're obviously a disappointing end to the Red Varsity State playoffs. That happens. That's life. That's sports. But for your team to come back 4 days later, win that critical Game 3 against St. Viator, what did that tell you about this group that you've been looking at all season long?
Character. I mean, it all comes down to character, great leadership. No one was going to call it in. We didn't have a great practice the night before the game, and you know, I went to each individual and asked them if they wanted to really play in this, or are they just going to show up. And to a man, they said they wanted this. And look, you know, we talk about the state tournament. It's a really sexy trophy, right? You're the state champion and stuff. the hardest hockey trophy in the state, and I've said it over and over, not just because we're in it tonight, is winning the SHL. Winning the Scholastic Cup at the Varsity 1 level is the hardest trophy because of all the teams you have to go through to get here. It's series and then a championship game. So, you got to make it first. There's only 8 teams that make it out of our league. So you got to do that first, and then you got to play. Every team you play is tough. So there's no gimmies for sure in the SHL playoffs.
I know you mentioned, the ability to win the Scholastic Cup being difficult. I've talked about that on the Scholastic Sit-Down with Dylan Ward and Luke Jordan, that I agree in terms of difficulty of winning. This is the hardest thing to do. But just like in the MLB, 162 games, don't make, the World Series champion. They play a small tournament at the end, and that's where the glory is. So totally get that. But from a pure competition standpoint, couldn't agree with you more that winning the Scholastic Cup is a harder thing to do than winning the state championship. So we're on the same page there. One of the other pieces of this league have been you've had teams like GBN, GBS, Loyola, Glenbrook North, New Trier, Stevenson, these mainstays in the league. But then there's been turnover. There's been teams that have come in the league, left the league, came in the league again. And now, as you know, I get people coming up to me all the time saying, hey, what do you think about this team joining the Scholastic Hockey League? Or why isn't this team in the league? There's so much demand for the league. What do you foresee as some of the future moves within the Scholastic League? Could it grow? Do you think it could get smaller? Where do you think the Scholastic Hockey League's at?
Well, we try to be very careful about growing the league, right? So we want to grow it in the right way with the right teams, and I think there's a way to do that. It doesn't necessarily sit well with a lot of teams that want to come in. Every year we get a number of applicants that want to come in. They do an interview, and then it's decided by the coaches if it's proper to let them in. I do think there's an opportunity for maybe even some out-of-state teams to join the league and some in-state teams. But, you got to not necessarily be good one year. You got to be able to sustain it over, a number of years. That's the whole idea of the SHL was, everyone's cyclical. Everyone's going to have good and bad years. But the reality is the teams that are currently in the league have sustained success for many years. So we try to be very careful of what we're doing.
Final question for you here. Everyone's gonna be seeing this between the second and third period during intermission. We're here pregame. What do you see for this game today? It was a weird season series against New Trier. You had the game that couldn't finish, that ultimately, because of standings reasons, didn't even get completed. Right. You've had close games against New Trier, long history in the rivalry between GBN and New Trier. When it comes to this game, I'm going to make you an analyst for a moment. Your 3 keys to the game.
Well, we have to start on time. They push super hard in the beginning of the game, and if you let them get a foothold, you're going to be chasing. You don't want to chase against them. 2, I think, we have to be physical. We have to slow down their attack. And 3, their transition game is how they score most of their goals. So, you know what? We can't allow their transition to dominate in the neutral zone like it does against a number of teams. People don't realize if you can shut down the neutral zone, you can retrieve pucks and go the other way, and I think that's important for us tonight. But the start, to me, is critical.
Well, we will certainly check in on that during intermission and see how those keys play out at that point. Evan, obviously not the end of the road. You have more coaching ahead of you. It's going to stay in the SHL as president, but it's going to be weird not to see you behind that bench. For the 9 years that I've been doing this, that Jimmy's been doing this, some of the other guys, it's going to be weird. But I know that the future's bright. I know that we're not going anywhere as a network, and I know the support that you give isn't going anywhere either.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for everything. Evan Polikitis, head coach of Glenbrook North. We're going to see how his team fares in the third period coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to the SHL Network. Third period about to get underway of the SHL Championship. These two teams playing for the Scholastic Cup. A 2-1 lead for Glenbrook North after 2 periods. With his team trailing by 1, Adam Cheris going to try to find an SHL Championship win. For more on how we'll do it, we'll send it down to ice level. Wes Anderson standing by with Adam Cheris.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you were able to respond pretty quickly after that second goal, but take me through the bench after that second goal went in.
I couldn't hear you say.
I said take me through the message on the bench when that second goal went in.
Yeah, well, we're trying to chip away and get one. We've had some good looks. Raderman's played a big game. We expected he would. We had to rebound. We found it at that right time. Top line goes out and gets one for us. Big pick-me-up by the end of the period. Boys are kind of juiced right now.
Yeah, so I need to, going off that momentum, Raderman, you said he's been locked in. How do you chip away and find that second one here in the third?
Yeah, we got to play our style of hockey. I mean, like we've done all year. We find ways. When we're going, we're impossible to beat. The boys are fired up. This is a big test before our Sunday game, and they're ready to roll. Let's see what we do.
All right, good luck in the third.
Thanks, Wes.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. Big test indeed. You certainly want to head into the game on Sunday against Bennett in a winning way. There's no shortage. Not to mention, we mentioned it early, but bears repeating the prestige of winning this and the state championship. New True's done it a few times. It is not an easy thing to do. It's something this team would love to make a statement and do.
Absolutely, Max. And you almost question yourselves if you do lose this game. You've been so consistent with winning this game and then the state championship. If you lose this game, you question your identity a little bit, and you're worrying about things that you probably shouldn't be worrying about. You need to stick to the game that you've been playing all season if you're New Trier.
Guys, coming in hot with another report from elsewhere in the league. Loyola JV has taken the JV SHL Championship with a 4-3 win over the Lake Forest Scouts. So Loyola JV, St. Viator at the AHL level, and then we'll see what this third period has for us in store.
And of course, Lake Forest playing for a JV state championship on Sunday as well, so they will not head into their state championship game in a winning way. We'll see how they respond when we get to the United Center on Sunday. Two teams back out on the ice, back to their original sides from the first period. Michael Raderman, the J.J. O'Connor Player of the Year, SHL Goaltender of the Year, SHL First Team recipient to our left. Wyatt Schmidt with an A on his chest, leading his team to a state championship and SHL final, trying to add a Scholastic Cup to his trophy case. We are underway in the third period of the Scholastic Cup final. Charlie Walker sends the puck in deep. Marino for Hipsch. Now Ethan Baker on a fresh sheet of ice. Has the puck slide by him, still weaving through the defense of GBN until Logan Lyon slowed him down. Now Rubin, centering pass, backdoor Hershey, what a save, Raderman.
Guys, that's eerily similar to how they scored their first goal, except it's to the blocker's side, and just great tracking from left to right by Michael Raderman, and a huge blocker save here, less than 30 seconds into the third period.
And that's not the first time that Connor Herstridt's been denied on the doorstep. He must feel snake-bitten at this point. Draw to the right of Raderman. Pops free, dot out by Robb. Hipsch tries to send it towards net, gets deflected. Rosen tries to rip it around the boards, but slowed down in the corner by Herstritt. Shot hits our referee below the goal. That was centering pass. Puck loose in the slot. Eventually Thomas Henriksen able to get it out, sends it deep, gets a deflection, so no icing. Hipsch checked down to the ice by Henriksen on the forecheck. Eventually Peter Marino comes away with it. Now he'll chip it deep. He was short of center ice. That's going to be icing. And GBN will get an offensive zone draw out of it.
Yeah, there's been a couple of questionable times teams have chipped it in beyond the red line.
Big thank you to all of our sponsors here this season. We've talked about a few of them. Of course, our third period, sponsored by Glenbrook South Hockey Club. We certainly appreciate their great contribution to the league, as with all of our sponsors, some longtime names, some new names this season. If you're tuning in, you're wondering, how do I sponsor the SHL? It's a fantastic question. You can reach out to us on Instagram. Now here's Robb, backdoor, they score! Thomas Henriksen makes it a 3-1 lead for GBN. Clip that and put it on social media with the sponsors in the background.
One of my keys to this game for Glenbrook North, utilize Thomas Hendrickson as you have all playoffs. There he is there on the near side. Immediately taps it just by Schmidt. With that goal, he scored in every possible game of these playoffs. A 6-game goal streak for the junior, and it's a pretty release to extend the lead to 2 for Glenbrook North.
You call it a pretty release, Luke, but frankly, it was not in the right shooting spot for Thomas Henriksen. He had to contort his body. He tried to pause the replay at one point to show it, just to get his body in position to make that shot. Somehow puts it on net, gives GBN the 2-goal lead.
And that's what's so impressive. He made it look effortless.
Schritt rink wide trying to respond. Keep an eye, the shift after a goal. We talk about it so much on this network. New Trier trying to respond. Puck rolls off the stick of Finger in the corner. Schritt below the goal. Finds Hyman. Coming up is Knight. He whiffs, falls to Finger. Finger pulls to his backhand. Centering pass, still bouncing around in front of the net. Couldn't get it to go. Knight keeps it in at the point. Now Hyman trying to weave through traffic. Can't hold on to the puck. Rosen trying to pry it free. Luke Chu feeds Hyman below the goal. Hyman still with the puck. Down below to Chu. You see the butterfly from Raderman trying to cover every inch of the bottom of that goal. Here's Rob. Andy Finger brings it below his goal and will reset for the #1 team in the state, the #1 seed in the SHL, the #1 seed in the A-High Red Varsity State playoffs. On the ropes, down 3-1 in the Scholastic Cup final. Samuel Hack does a nice job standing up Hipsch at the blue line, sends it back out to center ice.
Not to mention, Max, they have never lost the #1 spot on my hockey rankings all year. They've held that thing every single day.
Wire to wire. Have the Trevians certainly have their eyes on a state championship coming up on Sunday, but business to take care of first here in Winnetka. A capacity crowd, too deep around the boards as you've seen all evening long. Every seat in the house taken. Now Marino carries for New Trier, leaves for Hipsch. Rob gets the primary assist on the Henriksen goal. Here's the pass across from him. Here's Zach Hipsch. Tries to weave through the GBN defense. Couple of different black sweaters slowed him down. Sterner able to carry it out of the zone for the Spartans. Sterner absolutely lays into Nagitz, who tried to deliver the hit. He got the worst of it. Back to Nolan Nagitz in his defensive zone. Across for Hipsch. High off the glass and out. Nagitz carries up the left wing. He'll drop it deep. Raderman sticks it aside. Here's Walker, takes a look up ice, tries to find Sterner up the middle and turns it over to Ethan Baker. Baker tries to get it across, active stick, slows it down by Charlie Walker. Now Rosen. Back and forth we go. Connor Schritt trying to get something started for the Trevians. Here's Nagitz. Had the puck pop off his stick, so couldn't get a shot off. Now an awkward fall for Ethan Baker, but he's up all right. Hutchin with the puck, drops it down below the goal. Vinny Serra fighting through a check, trying to clear the zone as New Trier's putting pressure. That will clear the zones. Nolan Nagitz takes over, GBN able to make changes. Chong has the puck roll off his stick. Now Logan Lyons takes it for the Spartans. Pops free for Chong, but he can't turn and shoot. Comes free for Chong. But again, Lyons in the way, takes it away for GBN.
I'm really shocked GBN has not been using the boards here on these breakouts. They've tried to move it up the middle, and that's where all those New Trier skaters are after the offensive chance that they get. Use the boards as your friend and just get it out of the zone. Right now, if you're the Spartans, the Trevians have been on a tear.
Yeah, guys, going back to that Henriksen goal, remember he lost his steal in that second period. He's currently wearing Jordan Eckstein's skates. Player on varsity 2 makes that even more impressive that he's able to get the third goal for the Spartans here tonight.
On comes the Trevians. That shot goes just wide. Puck aside, still loose in the slot, but deflects wide. Here's Miller, centering pass, slowed down by Lyons, taken away by Pedraja. Centering pass for Huber, but off the skate of a Spartan. Hipsch goes wide. Here's Hipsch. Now curling forward, point blank chance, turned aside by Raderman. Here's a shot, sharp angle, squeaks through the pads of Raderman. New Trier thought they scored. They did not.
Yeah, Marino's reaction fooled me. Here's the opening chance. Nice stop by Raderman in front, and then we'll get a great look at this one that Marino thought snuck through Raderman, but somehow he was able to stonewall it. Wes, I want to go back to your point about Thomas Hendrickson and wearing a different pair of skates. I just watched him on that shift. He looks a little bit awkward in his stride, and it's so impressive he scored that goal with the way he transitioned, because you're talking about a pair of skates that could have a different cut and can really change how you turn on the ice.
Apologize, we're not going to have clock on the stream for the remaining of the game. We've been battling through Wi-Fi issues all game, so I will keep you posted on the time as frequently as I can. TJ Miller with the puck. Turning, shooting, and knocking down the puck in front was Knight. 10 minutes to go here in regulation, a 3-1 lead. Jackson able to slow the puck on the rush for the Trevians if they hurry. But TJ Miller could not catch up with that puck. On comes Herschritt. Robb able to slow the puck down in the neutral zone. Comes the Finger. Shot from Finger, whizzes wide of the cage. Here's Lyons. Comes to Babula. He'll drop it down below with 9:10 to go here in the third. The Glenbrook North Spartans, 10 years after their last Scholastic Cup victory, looking to finish their season raising the Scholastic Cup. Puck comes to Logan Lyons. 8 minutes and change remain. Maggots leaves for Hipsch. Just able to handle the puck long enough to get off his stick. DeGroot up the right side. Trying to weave through the legs of Semmelhack. Now Nagats goes around his goal, picks up steam. Goes right by Babula, but Jackson takes it off his stick. Chu now for New Trier, trying to narrow this deficit to 1 goal. Close to offsides, the referee says no. DeGroot following, trying to get a shot off, but gets a deflection. Here's the shot from Maggots. Now a big glove save, the snap of the wrist from Gunther Hutchin, and the shake of the head from 89 in white.
Yeah, and even Max DeGroot after the play comes up to give some love to the opposing number 70, tending the pipes for the Spartans. Look at that glove. He not only snatches it, but he gets his glove out in front for a great save.
7:59 remaining in the period. Draw to come to the left of Raderman. Ruben, who had the huge assist on the goal several minutes ago. Luke called it one of the best passes he's seen on the network all season. Here's Sarah. Sterner fighting through checks, takes an elbow from Baker, but plays on. Chong, stretch pass, trying to find Connor Herschritt. Logan Lyons gets on the other end of it for the Spartans. Now Sarah wraps it around the boards, and now we're going to get a penalty against GBN. It's going to be Logan Lyons. There's a scramble in the corner, and not a good penalty at this stage of the game for GBN with 7:23 remaining.
Yeah, one of my keys to the game was, use your motivation and emotion towards your gameplay, but not in that fashion. Obviously, it's a very emotional game for the Spartans, and Lions just an extra shove on Herschritt as they were tangled up at each other in that far side corner. And at that point, you got to call it if you're the officials. Well done there by the Stripes.
Huge power play coming for the new Trier Green Trevians. It'll be Harrison Miller, the critical draw. Daniel Rubin opposite him. Rubin able to win it cleanly. Rosen wrapping it around the boards. Now Walker giving it a push along. Pops off but stays in for Harrison Miller. Cross-checking the call against Logan Lyons. Miller. Back up top, Hutchin. Across for Nolan Agats. A huge collision in front. No call. Will play on. High slot, Nagats. Hutchin. Nagats, high slot extended. Huber from a sharp angle, and we get a whistle. I believe a crease violation. Wes, can you quote me on that?
Yeah, DeGroot and Semmelhack are going at it right in front of Raderman. You can see DeGroot palms up as this puck's coming outside of the zone, and something to just keep in mind here on this penalty kill for GBN. Just giving Raderman the eyes and then the traction to see the puck from the point is going to be huge.
So a break for GBN as the draw comes out of the zone off the crease violation. Nagats carrying up the left wing, stops, trying to find Miller along the near half wall. Semmelhack dumps Nagats to the ice. He gets right back up, takes the puck back, does Nolan Nagats. Hutchin across for Miller. He shoots. Oh, what a save. Raderman snatches the left glove, and it stays 3-1.
Another great stop by Raderman. Babula and Girathan is coming back. You can see, I paused a little bit late there, but Babula was talking to Girathanis, and he's saying, that's your guy. In the meantime, he lost track of who was here on the near side, leaving an open lane to shoot for the Trevians. They create some traffic in front, but it's a little bit late, and Raderman's still able to see it and get his mitt on it in time.
Draw one by GBN. Spun around by Semmelhack, but not out. Kept in barely by Hipsch. Here's Jack Herschritt. Right in front, getting a piece of it was Garrett Chong, but he couldn't get any pace on his deflection towards Raderman. 46 seconds to go on the power play. Hip shot blocked. Rubin scrambling, trying to get the puck out of the zone. Finally able to clear. It's Charlie Rosen all the way down to Schmidt. Across for Connor Herschritt. Ethan Baker, top of the near circle. Screen in front. Raderman trying to see it hit a body. On its way to Raderman with 23 remaining on the power play. Almost kept in by Hips, but trickles out, so the Trevians have to clear the zone. For Hips. Now Connor Herschritt shoots. Couldn't tell if it hit a body or Raderman on the save. Final 2 seconds of the power play. Across in front. Hips gets the shot. Another save. Raderman still loose in front. Scrambling to put it home. Not able to. No goal, says the referee.
How did that not go in? It was set on the goal line. It looked like all New Trier to do is just shove it.
Yeah, Raderman quite literally turns into the puck there once he has it. You're going to get a look at the first chance. Tie up in front. Semmelhack might have gotten penalized there, but then watch this. He's just getting shoved into the net, but watch his hands. He's able to keep them over the goal line until the net comes off to well enough of an extent to call the play dead.
And you have to tip your broadcasting headset to our referee. He was all over that, saw the puck was still loose, let the play out, got around the net in perfect position to make the call, to also see that it did not go over the line. We can question referees sometimes, but that is an excellent piece of officiating by this crew. Turning and shooting Pedraja. It's knocked down in front. GBN trying to break out here, now back to full strength. With speed comes Hipsch up the right wing, pickpocketed by Logan Lyons. Henriksen not able to get it out, comes to the stick of Hyman. Hyman trying to turn, able to get across for Chu. His shot, and a smooth glove save by Michael Raderman.
And guys, if I'm New Trier Green, I'm going away from that glove side of Michael Raderman. I think 5 or 6 times this period alone has he been able to snare the puck that's headed towards that top corner. So let's see if they can make that adjustment in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, Wes, it's gotten to a point where that glove is a habit, just that flashing reaction. If you start getting it low blocker side and causing rebounds, what they've done great at is get traffic in front, get screens. Now it doesn't got to be a pretty goal. Play meat and potatoes hockey, get a couple of rebound goals, and you're right back in this game.
4:43 remaining in the third period. Again, apologize that we lost the clock on the stream. We had to do some technical jiu-jitsu to get you a clean feed. One of the casualties of that was the clock. We apologize, but I'll keep you updated here in the final 4.5. Semmelhack below the goal of Raderman. Able to absorb the check. Harrison Miller tries a centering pass. Now Logan Lyons sends it wide. Hutchin, point blank, trying to wrap around. The goal off its posts. And New Trier faithful getting frustrated.
Guys, New Trier in a position right now that they are not used to at all. It's been 23 games since their last regulation loss. 21-0-2, their record since December the 7th when they lost 5-1 to the Carmel Catholic Corsairs.
It's been an impressive run, but they've found a motivated GBN team here tonight. 4:14 remaining in the third. We'll keep an eye on the Wyatt Schmidt goal. Probably still have at least a minute before we see him vacate his goal. Lyons spins around the boards. Gerathanas waiting for it, wasn't able to get it. Centering pass, nobody home for the Trevians, and Gerathanas takes it away. Could it be a 2-on-1 for the Spartans if he hurries? Maggots quick to get back. Semmelhack leaves for Babula, who sends it in deep with 3:45 to go. Maggots chipping along, should be icing. Oh, we get a wave from the linesman. Break for New Trier. Puck comes back out to center ice. Here's Garrett Chong. A huge piece to this team all season long is Garrett Chong trying to will his team to find a goal to get back within one, but Theodore Gerathanas says no, and he'll send it back down deep. Babula giving chase. So it'll be Hipsch carrying it out of his own zone with speed, winds up, bluffs a slap shot. It's the puck taken off his stick. 3 minutes to go in the third period. Hipsch leaves for Marino, sends it down below, back to Marino. Across to Hipsch. He shoots, just deflects wide of Raderman. Baker, back to Marino. Marino thinking about a shot, he will, gets deflected. Backdoors Walker there for GBN to clear. Chipped back out to center ice.
Yeah, GBN in general has been so great on getting rid of those rebounds, and now it's going to get even harder. New Trier's got that extra attacker out, and they're going to stack in front of the net even more. 6
skaters on the ice for the Trevians. Here comes Baker with a head of steam. Baker pulls into the slot, has his stick tied up. Marino gets the puck, shoots, save Raderman, another save Raderman, still loose in front, swiped aside. Baker, centering pass, waiting for it was Rubin. Down to his knees to try to get the puck out. He can't. GBN bench can't believe there's not a trip. Now Rubin turns, fires. Oh, what a play by Chu. That angle looked good towards the empty net. Luke Chu keeps the Trevians in it with 2 minutes to go. Now Nagats. Chu sandwiched off the puck. Sticks, bodies flying. Puck onto the stick of Charlie Rosen. Calmly off the boards. Not able to make a play on net. Minute 35 to go. Nagats carries it forward. A 31-16 shot advantage for the home team, but for the visitors, where it matters most on the scoreboard, that chance towards net, just wide, but it wasn't offside, or wasn't icing, I should say, as Ruben was across center line. Here's Chu. Into the slot, falls to Nagets. Now Baker in the slot. Baker's shot blocked by Lyons, still loose on the side of the net. Henriksen battling to try to clear it, sent across just past the stick of Baker with 1:05. This one fired towards net. Will it go in? It will! GBN takes a 4-1 lead.
Logan Lyons might not get on the score sheet there, but he sets up this play previous to this goal all the way from their own end. It's what looks to be a 4-on-1 for the Trevians walking in on net, but hold on, Max. What's going on now? I think this might be waved off. I was just about to credit Logan Lyons for an incredible shot block, getting that play to happen, but it looks like it's been erased from history here.
Wes, I'm sure you've got an ear in down there trying to figure out what's going on. There's nothing that we could identify in real time. I can't even imagine what could disallow the goal with 1:01 to go. You could see the look of the GBN bench. I have no idea at this point. Wes, do you have a report for us?
Yeah, guys, apparently Henriksen's helmet came off before the puck went in the net, and that's why they are disallowing the goal. It's going to be a face-off in New Trier's defensive end, and I think New Trier has just called their timeout.
Yeah, and if Henriksen's helmet was off before that puck came off the GBN stick, that's the right call. I just did not see it happen. I don't think any of us did up here. Wow, this is chaos. We still got a game, ladies and gentlemen. Minute and a second to go. New Trier fresh out of the timeout. Their top guys out there. This is going to be an intense finish, Max.
So, still a 2-goal lead for Glenbrook North with 1:01 to go. In good position to secure their first Scholastic Cup in 10 years. For New Trier, they got the state championship on Sunday, but they staring down the barrel of not getting the league sweep. Still trying to sort things out on the scoreboard. Finally, we get there. We're back underway. Under a minute left in this game. The final SHL game of the year, down to New Trier Green. Glenbrook North, a 2-goal lead for the Spartans. Hipsch drops it deep. 6 attackers on the ice for the Trevians. Centering pass, trying to follow it up was Hans Huber. Couldn't get a shot off. Now Jack Herschred in the mix. Marino with the puck across the Hipsch with 40. Hipsch's shot, blocking away, trickles into the goal. New Trier scores! It's 3-2. 36.5 to go. And all of a sudden, here come the Trevians.
What a effort there by Raderman. You see he punches it up, but then from there he's bringing his glove back, trying to no-look grab it. It comes off part of his mitt and into the net. And New Trier, not too crazy of a reaction. They know they still have unfinished business.
36.5 to go. If you wanted drama, you got drama. Evan Poulikitis and his staff's final game as head coach and coaching staff of Glenbrook North, trying to take down the New Trier Trevians in the Scholastic Cup. 36 seconds separate them. Lions can't separate the puck down ice. 6 attackers on for New Trier. Chong waiting at the front of the net. A scramble below the goal line. Circling is Hutchin, trying to get it up to the point. Down to his stick, Huber deflects across with 20. Marino with the puck at the near point. Marino drops below the goal. Spun around, Hendrickson turns, looks, able to clear off the stick of Huber, out of play, so it will be a neutral zone face-off draw.
Yeah, and you can see Ben Stein is pointing at that dot. He's making sure that his Spartans are at least cleared out of their own end. But still, all it takes is a little chip in and a heavy forecheck, which you know is coming from the Trevians. Got to win this draw here if you're Hans Huber.
13 seconds to go. Strap in, folks. Miller not able to win the draw. Nagitz gets it. Carries it into the zone. Centering for DeGroot. Turns and shoots. Fought off by Raderman. Hendrickson in the corner. Able to get it out. 2 seconds. 1 second. GBN wins the Scholastic Cup. What a moment. Evan Poulikitis ends his 14-year run at Glenbrook North with a Scholastic Cup. The GBN Spartans end their season with a win for New Trier. They'll turn focus to the state championship, but tonight is all about the Glenbrook North Spartans.
And the man behind it all, as you just saw there on the camera, Evan Poulikitis, immediately getting hugs once Glenbrook North skaters get out of that dog pile of a celebration.
And for good measure, that empty netter went in with about a half a second left, if that's not poetic justice on the part of GBN. So the final 4-2 in favor of the Glenbrook North Spartans. We get the announcement from Anthony Pasquale that that last goal scored at the 16:59 mark of the third period to seal it. The game we had here today, Luke, a sold-out crowd from Winnetka Ice Arena. And 10 years gone, Glenbrook North, Scholastic Cup champions again.
Yeah, Glenbrook North doing what every team wants to do, no matter where you're from. It's end your season on a win. And they do it today. What a game we just saw. Good old handshake line, two teams that clearly do not like each other on the ice, but it is pure sportsmanship after even some opponents hugging with each other. Just goes to show you the love-hate between these two teams, Max, to say the least.
And you see the big hug between Adam Cheris and Evan Poulikitis, the coaching staff at center ice. It's a bitter rivalry, but if you talk to these guys, they like each other. They're good dudes. They like being around the rink with each other. While they might hate each other on the ice, there's so much respect between these coaches. We'll step aside for Anthony Pasquale and the trophy ceremony.
Quick congratulations to the Coaches Cup champion New Trier on a great regular season. Now in the come get the Scholastic Cup trophy from President
Evan Poulikitis to hand to his captains as the president of the SHL, as the head coach of Glenbrook North, the Scholastic Cup trophy. And now, of course, we go down to ice level where Wes Anderson standing by with Evan Polikides.
Thanks, Max. Coach, first of all, I just want to talk about your goalie. Over 30 saves in this game. He's been a rock all season. Just how special is it to see him lift that trophy right now?
Well, you know, look, he's a special player. We all know it. You know, we ride him and we play around him, and, you know, he takes the burden of it, and, you know, he's a champion. He's a champion.
Now, I know this is a team trophy, but I want to paint the picture and focus on you right now. You end your 14-year storied career with the Scholastic Cup victory. The Scholastic Hockey League wouldn't exist without you, so we want to say thank you for everything you've done for not only this team, but this network as well. Could you have scripted it any other way?
You know, I'm pretty emotional right now. So I love these kids, love the program. I always, you know, no matter where I go, I'll always be a Spartan in my heart, and I think everyone knows it. So, you know, I'm just so proud of them.
All right, Coach, go enjoy with your team. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Wes. The raw emotion. People don't realize, if you're a watcher of the SHL network, we do, call it 4 of GBN's 30 SHL games a year. There's 26 games a year that aren't broadcasted, that you show up to the rink. Add in all the off-season training, add in all the practices, add in all the tournaments, the amount of hours that these coaches put in to get this final victory with his team. As you see, the mob of players, many seniors, may never put skates on again, may never put a jersey on again, but they get to finish their careers at Glenbrook North, champions of the Scholastic Hockey League.
Look at Coach Evan waving to the massive turnout we saw from this Glenbrook North community today. They knew, as we've said over and over again, it was simply just more than a game today, and it shows in the end result.
Players still milling around. Wes Anderson trying to see if he can pull another interview or two. I think he's going to get a little brother of our good friend Andrew Rubin on our broadcast team so often. Baby brother Daniel gets an SHL Cup. What do you got, Wes?
Thanks, guys. I just want to talk about your second assist, behind the back. When did you see Gio on the back door? Just take us through your goal.
I saw him come off the bench. I think he was coming on in a change. I saw him. He got to the front of that right where he should have been. I tried to do my best to get it right on his tape, and he buried it.
So Max alluded to it a little bit. We're really good friends with your older brother, Andrew, right? And so we're happy to see you and your team win the first Scholastic Cup in 10 years. Take us through your emotions.
We had our eyes on the SHL all year. We played for each other. We believed in each other, and that's how we got it done.
All right, go enjoy with your teammates. Thanks.
Thanks.
Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Wes.
Related to Andrew Rubin, I couldn't tell.
Calm, cool, and collected. 85, Daniel Rubin. The final of the Rubin brothers at GBN go out with Evan Polikides. Got a chance to talk to Larry Rubin before the game for a moment. Sent 3 sons through this program, all with Evan Polikides at the helm. There will be a new man in charge next year. The tradition will continue of Glenbrook North hockey, but it will be without Evan. That will do it for us here from Winnetka Ice Arena. What a game we had, what an outcome we had, and what a storybook ending we had for the Glenbrook North Spartans. Have to thank our great crew. Talked about it between periods 1 and 2. The best in the business. Folks, we're talking about high school hockey, and we run this program, this league, this network as if it's professional. All of the people that are involved that you don't even realize do this for no money. They do it because they absolutely love it. Talking about guys like Joel Schneider, there every single game for GBN and joins our crew as he did tonight. Gerard Boris, our cameraman to my right, has become such a huge technical partner in everything we do at J&M Media and the SHL Network. Big thank you to him on the main camera here tonight. Jimmy the Wiz Olsen, folks, continues to push the envelope. It's hard to believe sometimes we're talking about high school hockey with the amount of technical sophistication that Jimmy's able to bring all game long, all season long. For the last 9 years, my partner in crime, Jimmy the Wiz Olsen. And we'll do it one more time Sunday afternoon from the United Center. For Wes Anderson, Dylan Ward, Luke Jordan, I'm Max Anderson. Thank you so much for tuning in with us all season long on the SHL Network. And guess what? We'll be back next year. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll catch you on Sunday.